Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering my most loving pranams at the lotus feet of my beloved Bhagawan, respected elders, and my dear sisters and brothers, loving Sai Ram to one and all. I think I had these doubts what Brother Ratnakar was just mentioning, because generally it's not the immediate session post-lunch, generally the 1.5 hours later, where all the rice settles in and Nidra Devi takes over. So I guess he has helped me with all that he said. Yes? Yes? No? Okay, I think while going, he has given me one idea of doing a game. Can we do a short game, a small game, just so that physically also we can re-energize ourselves? Okay, all the first line elders are exempted from this game. If you wish, you can also join. So I'd request everybody kindly get up in your places. Do not move. Do not change your seats. Get up, free, leave everything. No need to carry anything. It's a very simple, small game so that we ensure mentally, physically, I can see people stretching already. I think this was required. Everybody wanted to get up. All right. So we all know where is our head. Yes, can we see head? Okay. Where is our shoulder? And where is our knee? Fantastic. Fantastic. I think basics are clear. Everybody is clear. Just that we have to use both hands. Okay, not one hand, both hands. Very simple. When I say head, you touch your head. When I say shoulder, touch your shoulder. When I say knee, touch your knee. Simple? Okay. Head, shoulder, knee. Head, shoulder, knee. Knee, shoulder, head. Shoulder, knee, head. Very simple. Now we'll go to level 2 of this game. The level 2 is, when I say head, you touch your shoulder. And when I say shoulder, you touch your knee. Okay? Head. Shoulder, yeah. Shoulder. Just knee. Sir, knee. Knee. Head. This is level 2. We are already on level 2. Okay, so once again. Shoulder. Head. Shoulder. Knee. Shoulder. Knee. Wow, everybody's getting into the groove now. All right. Thank you very much. Sai Ram. Role of office bearers. Very important topic, because half the time we keep asking, what is my role? And I think that is what we all need to ask ourselves, what is our role? Now, dear brothers and sisters, in our life, we work, we deliver on so many roles that we have. Be it on the family side, you're a father, your mother, brother, sister, son, daughter. On professional side, you're a manager, you're a vice president, AVP, president, managing director, CEO, so many. But in all of this, the most precious and the most divine role is the role of being an office bearer to serve in the Sai organization. Now let me trace back a few words which I just mentioned, and I would like to draw your attention to those words: precious, divine, and serve. Precious, divine, and serve. This is what defines our role in the Sai organization. Because Sai organization is an organization created and established by God Himself. Which other role could be more important than this role? So now the question arises, what do we do with this role? How do we deliver upon this role? This is not a role of power. This is not a role of authority. But this is a role of duty and responsibility. It so happened in the year 2008, after 2 attempts of not being able to get admission in Swami's college, even after Swami telling me every time that, come, I'll give you admission. The 3rd time in 2008, finally, Swami blessed me with a seat in his college. And in the May, I was here when our final list came and I was selected. I was very happy. Swami was not here. Now, every time I would see that the students, had so many privileges in Prasanthi Nilayam. They had separate enclosure to sit, separate entry, separate queue everywhere. Nobody had to wait. None of the students had to wait anywhere. And above all, they were the closest to Swami. So I wanted to be as close as possible to Swami. That was the only wish why I wanted to become his student. So the day our final list came, I was going to Mandir. And as I went to Mandir, I was going for darshan. And suddenly I crossed the first gate. And then it occurred to me, I'm student from today. I can enter from this gate. See how the mind works. The privileges have already come in. Right? So let me use my privilege, the first privilege of entering through this most important gate. So I enter through the gate. I go and sit right in front in the third block. And while Bhagawan is physically not there inside me, I'm very happy that I'm sitting here, the biggest privilege of lifetime that one can get. After darshan got over, I come out. I wanted to have an ice cream. So I started walking towards the North Indian canteen. Even now, in front of North Indian canteen, there's an ice cream parlor. So I go to this ice cream parlor, and I see there's a huge line of devotees waiting to buy ice cream. I was going there, and suddenly I remembered, I don't need to stand in this line. I'm a student. I have privileges. I can straight go to the queue where there is no line, and I can take my ice cream. So I start walking, and I see these people standing in the line, and I'm trying to look at them and say, boss, you don't know who I am. You see, I'm the privileged one. See how the mind works. And I walk straight to the counter, and I go to the counter, and I tell this person, Sai Ram, I want an ice cream. And he doesn't respond. And I'm wondering, looking at myself, was I not audible? Did I not speak? So again I spoke, again I raised my voice, said, Sai Ram, I want an ice cream. And he again does not acknowledge my presence there. And now I'm wondering what's happening, because all these people in the line, I walk like a royal prince in front of them, and this guy doesn't seem to turn at me. The third time I raised my voice, I said, Sai Ram, I want an ice cream. And then he looks back at me and says, Sai Ram, please go and stand in line. In fact, my ice cream melted even before I could buy it. And now I'm wondering, what do I do? Because this guy has told me, go and stand in line. I can't say anything. I had two options in front of me. One, I gulp up my ego, because I came in with a lot of ego, right? Because privilege. So option one, gulp up my ego, go stand in line, and then buy the ice cream. Or I just walk away from there, keeping my ego up. What do? I took the second option. I just walked out from there. I said, I don't want his ice cream. How can he talk to me like that? So I just walked out from there. Of course, I was embarrassed, very embarrassed, because the way I walked in like a royal prince, now I'm being ushered out like a servant. So I was very embarrassed, and I walk out. I started going towards hostel. And as I was going towards hostel, inside me, I was crying. I was telling Swami, what is this? What kind of treatment did I get? Did he not realize I was your student? Did he not realize I was the privileged one? How can he talk to me like that, Swami? How did you allow him to talk to me like that? And I was walking towards hostel. Instead of turning towards hostel, I went inside the indoor stadium, which is right opposite to hostel. For no reason. I just went inside the indoor stadium because I was very disturbed. And I go to the indoor stadium. I enter the commemorative building, which is right in the front. Even now it is there, and you can go and see it. As you enter the commemorative building, there are a lot of pictures of Bhagawan put up there, and quotes of Swami, which are put up there. And with no thought, I just started reading the quote. And I read the first quote. And Bhagawan said, my students will not ask for rights and privileges. My students, it doesn't get over. The quote said, my students will not ask for rights and privileges. My students will ask for duties and responsibilities. And as I read this, brothers and sisters, I realized what Swami was trying to teach me. Because at every step, Swami teaches us something. This Prasanthi Nilayam is a workshop. Every person who talks to us, lovingly or non-lovingly, apparently, is teaching something. And Swami is doing some change in us. And this is what Swami taught me that day. And I have always remembered this. Even now, if you go, you can read that quote there. Now you just extrapolate this situation, brothers and sisters, to that role which has Sai in front of that role. Sai students, Sai devotees, Sai youth, Sai Sevadal, Sai Balvikas. With every name, the moment Sai's name gets attached, what comes along is the duty and responsibility. And that is what is the most important thing for all the office bearers of the Sai organization. It is only the duty and responsibility which is epitome and important for all of us, not the rights and privileges. Because we are not here to enjoy any rights and privileges, because there are no rights and privileges available. You ask, you will get, Sai Ram, go and stand in line. Because that is what Bhagawan's mandate is. To be in his organization itself is a blessing, and to get a chance to be an office bearer in his organization is a much larger and bigger blessing of our lifetime that we can get. It may be for 2 years, 3 years. But those 3 years, working in the Sai organization as an office bearer, probably is the biggest blessing that one can have for their own lifetime. All the other roles keep coming and going. It keeps giving you promotions, demotions, increments at different level. This role gives us something which is beyond everything. And that is what my dear brother Brijesh was telling in his talk earlier. It is not what we do in the organization, it is what organization does to us. And that is what is important, dear brothers and sisters. So our role as office bearers in the Sai organization is being defined just by one word: facilitator. We are mere facilitator. We are not here to plan things. We are not here to manage things. We are not here to command people. We are only here to facilitate. And what is it that we have to facilitate? Each one's journey towards Swami. That is all we are here to facilitate. Everything else will happen. All the planning will automatically happen. Just now Ratnakar brother said, so much is happening. Do you think it's the individuals who can do it? Certainly not. It's the divine power which is working. And that's why Swami always said, I need only your availability. I don't need your capability. I have enough number of capable people. If you are available, I'll make you capable. And that is the answer Bhagavan gives. Our role in organization is only to facilitate. How can we facilitate one's journey towards Swami? Not towards individuals. Because there are 2 P's that we need to remember, brothers and sisters. Purpose, person. What is important for me? Is the purpose important for me, or is the person important for me? Because if the person is important for me, I'll work for myself. I want to present a report. I want to showcase the data. I want to speak about statistics. I want to post on social media. But if the purpose is important to me, I will keep changing goalposts for my own self, because with that purpose, I want to reach Swami. As students, we used to do that. We would go and sit in one place, and I remember Chakravarti sir, at that time, we would be so scared of Chakravarti sir. If he sees us second time again jumping from one place to other, what would sir say? But we would still do that. Sir, sorry, but we would still do that because we wanted to get Bhagwan's attention. Right? So our role as office bearer in the Sai organization is only not to attain positions of coordinator to center president or district president or convener or state president or all India president. The only goal is to reach Bhagawan. Not just for us, but everybody who works with us. And that's why the word facilitator. Let me share another beautiful story. And this was shared to me by our former controller of examination. He was telling me that Swami would call the registrar and controller to interview room. And every time before calling, there would be a set agenda of why Bhagawan is calling them. He would discuss university matters with them, what's happening in the campuses, in the ad block, in the trust, a lot of things. So every time there would be an agenda, and registrar and controller would be called, and they would have to answer to the chancellor. One day it so happened, Swami came in the morning, and Swami called registrar and control to the interview room. And along with them, Swami called Dr. Safaya, the former director of the hospital. Now, as registrar and control went in, this was a sudden call from Bhagawan, and hence they were not prepared, or rather they didn't know what Swami may ask. So while they were sitting inside the interview room, they're looking at each other, they're trying to recollect everything that's happening in the university, everything that had happened in the last 1 or 2 weeks, or what's going to happen, because Bhagawan may ask anything. Because they thought they were sitting there in the role of an administrator. And for 45 minutes, Swami spoke to Dr. Safaya. And as Swami kept talking to Dr. Safaya, these 2 gentlemen kept looking at each other and kept trying to recollect their notes of what Bhagawan may ask. We have to be ready with the answer. After 45 minutes, Dr. Safaya's interview got over. Swami told him, go. He left the room. Now it was the turn of registrar and controller, and now they were wondering what is the chancellor, what is the administrator going to ask. And Swami asked them one question, brothers and sisters, just one question. Sometimes when I recollect this, I get emotional after hearing what sir said. Swami asked, Pillalu na gurinchi alochin chestunnara? Are the children thinking about me? Now tell me, who can have answer for this question? Can I or you have answer for this question? Can I tell, are you thinking about Swami? Can you tell, am I thinking about Swami? But Swami asked this question to the registrar and controller, are children thinking about me? And Swami did not expect an answer from them because they themselves did not have an answer. And then Swami said, go. And as they came out, they went to the ad block. Both of them sat together and talked to themselves and said, what did Swami ask? And what did Swami expect? And then it dawned that this is no simple university. This is no university like any other university in the world. It's a very special university because this university is by the Lord Himself. And the purpose of this university is to bring all the students closer to the Lord. And the role of every office bearer of this university is to ensure that everything that is done in the university is becoming a path to bring these students closer to the Lord, not closer to their grades. And that's what Swami said as a reminder to them, are you taking every necessary step to ensure that students are thinking about God? Now, brothers and sisters, just extrapolate this situation to each one of ourselves here. We are the office bearer in Bhagawan's divine organization. And tomorrow, if Swami is going to call you to the interview room and ask you this question, you are the center president, you are the Samiti convener of my Samiti, where my devotees are there. Are my devotees thinking about me? That means, are you taking every necessary step? Are you planning everything in such a way that redirects them to me and not to you? That's the question we all need to ask, brothers and sisters. So are we taking enough step to be a facilitator to ensure that each one's journey is only towards God? That is the role of an office bearer in the Sai organization. Dear brothers and sisters, I would like to close with one small and another yet important story. See, life is all about stories. So I always like to share stories. This is a story of a gentleman, a wise gentleman, somewhere far away in a desert. He worked all through his life. And all through his life, he gathered all his wealth. He had 3 sons. And all the wealth that he gathered throughout his life were 19 camels. How many? How many? How many? Yes. Just to check everybody is awake. 19 camels. This was all the wealth that he had accumulated all his life. His 3 sons, they had grown together, played together, fought together, but still they were together. And, now they were adults. Now this wise man had become old wise man, and a day came when he passed away. So while he passed away, the brothers gathered, cried. The next day question came, next what? And what does that mean? Now what are we getting? Right? What is it there available for us? So now because he was a wise man, wise old man, he made a will. So will was opened and will was read out. It was a very unique will, the way this man had drafted. The will said, he had 3 sons, right? And 19 camels. So the will said, my first son, the eldermost son, gets 1/2, that is 50% of my property. The second son gets 1/4 of my property. And the third son gets 1/5 of my property. Now I'm sure everybody is smart here, we can do the calculation. So the first son was to get 1/2, which is 50% of his property. The property was 19 camels, 9.5 camels. How do you make half of a camel? So confusion started. Now the second son, 1/4 of the property. How do you make 1/4 of 19? Confusion doubled up. The third son, 1/5 of the property. How do you make 1/5 of 19? Now confusion escalated. Now this confusion escalated in quarrel. Same brothers who had lived all through their life, right, worked together, did everything together. Now they turned into a quarreling situation. The quarrel grew, and now it turned into a fighting situation. Now they're literally fighting with each other. Why? Because none of them were ready to compromise. None of them were ready to compromise. Nobody wanted to compromise. Take one, give one, problem was solved. But nobody wanted to compromise. So this fight increased, and everybody started noticing, the onlookers started noticing the fight. And there came another wise man who was sitting on his camel and riding past. And he saw this fight happening. He got off, came inside. He said, what is the problem? So then the problem was told to him. All the brothers came and said, this is a problem. Now tell us, do you have a solution? He said, look, you know what? I came on one camel. I can offer this camel to you. You take this and see if your problem gets solved. So now they were happy. One camel was added to the pool. The pool was of 19. Now there were 20 camels. Now let's go back to the formula again. First son gets half of the property. So 20, half of 20 is 10. That guy got 10. He took 10 camels aside and he was very happy now. The second son was to get 1/4. So 1/4 of 20 is 5. So second son got 5 camels. He stood aside. He was also very happy. The third son was to get 1/5 of the property. So 1/5 of 20 is 4. So now he also got 4 camels and he also became happy. So now first son got 10, second got 5, third one got 4. So 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 4, 19. The wise man took his camel and walked away. Dear brothers and sisters, just extrapolate this. Maybe this was an imaginative story, but extrapolate this story into our life as office bearers, right? There are situations we fight. There are situations we argue because we have grown with our experience. We have grown with our learnings. We all have suggestions. We have feedback. We have comments. We have experiences. So we have our own issues. But if we just remember to add that one, and that one is Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. We add that one and make him the center of everything that we do in our samitis, in our center, in our district, in our state, in our nation. All our problems will be solved because ultimately all of us want to reach God and none other than nobody else. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.